Well, hey folks, Species7 here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Farm Sim 17 and Pine Cove Production. And while we're at it, welcome to the apparently least advertiser-friendly channel in the entirety of the interwebs. Yeah, what can I tell you guys? So, I've kind of figured out what's going on. Well, I've figured out what's going on. I have no idea what the heck's going on. But they are indeed demonetizing all of my videos again. As soon as they're posted, they're flagging them as inappropriate. And yes, I have removed the little dude with the pointy piece. I thought that would maybe do it. And I think a lot of you did too, and I thank you for the suggestion. Unfortunately, no. And they are removing, yeah, see, this is the weirdness, they are removing it 48 hours later. But they are flagging every single video I upload. Alright, now, I even did a test. Some of them I just clicked review and went through that whole thing, knowing full well that they'll never get 1,000 views, especially, you know, when you demonetize them for the first 48 hours. So I did exactly half of them. I asked for a review, and the other half I ignored the fact they were flagged. And guess what? They all went green 48 hours after being posted. Now, you could say maybe I'm being paranoid, but I'm starting to think at this point, because keep in mind that 48 hours is the most critical time for a YouTuber to be getting views. Alright, most of the views you're going to get, whether you're a little bugger like me, you know, or one of the typical couple of 100,000 view per video or more people, you're still going to get your biggest amount of stuff right then and there in that first 48 hours. So, am I just being paranoid to assume that automatically yellow flagging for advertisement and then after, strangely enough, 48 hours, green flagging them automatically? I mean, aren't they basically trying? I'm starting to think that the entire thing, and this is what I meant by I'm starting to sort of figure what's going on, is I'm pretty sure that what is going on is, you know, YouTube is basically trying to shed baggage. You know, take my channel, for instance. Speaking of baggage, I have over 2,000 videos on YouTube. And on average, I'm saying average, there's some way bigger and a few slightly smaller. So let's say on average, they're 3 gigs each. Okay. I have 2,000 of them. That's 6,000 gigabyte of uploaded videos. And you can go and watch any of them any time of the day, day or night, 7 days a week. You guys all know that because they are sitting there on some freaking server somewhere. Right? 6,000 gigabytes. And that's just me. Right? You know, that's not even a drop in the ocean compared to some channels. So, well, I suppose I should have my corn harvester running. So I'm thinking there reaches a point, you know, with the few views that I get. I mean, let's be honest. You know, considering my subscribership, my views are absolutely freaking terrible. So for the few views that I get, do you really think that the little bit of advertising that's going to be done on my channel covers the cost of pretty much the forever storage of 6,000 gig and rising worth of data? You know, I mean, no matter how big your servers are, no matter, you know, how much they can take, you know, when you take my channel and multiply that by, you know, 10,000 more channels that are in pretty much the same space that I am, you know, prolifically uploading videos, but not getting big advertising dollars by not getting super huge amounts of views on those videos. You know, there's a lot of us in that bracket, and a lot that are in, you know, even less of a money-making bracket for YouTube. And I really am starting to think, because I went through all my channel tags, I went through my video tags, I changed my avatar to a completely random symbol, you know, that can't be really offensive to anyone, I don't think. You know, all of that stuff. You know, even my, you know, all of my YouTube stuff, you know, the branding and all of that is, you know, what you've seen with a bit of a Canadian flag type background to it, etc., etc. So there's, you know, I don't have, you know, hand grenades and crossed swords, or... So it makes no other sense. Like, there's nothing for this supposed bot to look at that it could identify as a potential threat to advertisement. You know, if there was something there, if there was, you know, a swear word, like I said, the map that was called the Russian Strip, even that I could understand a simple AI going, strip, bing, 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 stripper, bing, bing, bing. You know what I mean? It's... But the rest of this, it makes no sense. Look at the titles of the videos, like I say, look at the thumbnails, look at the videos that are linked to them. Yeah, the only thing I can really see at this point is that, you know, this is a dollar crunching move, and it's not, you know, and that's probably why YouTube isn't jumping up and going, you know, oh, no, nothing wrong with our bot, and, you know, oh, we've just released a new version of it, and yada yada, and yet things have gotten only worse. And again, not even, it's like if you had an AI that was supposed to identify white stripes on a crosswalk, and it consistently was put into a space of red and green squares. Do you know what I mean? And yet it kept coming up and finding white stripes. It's not going to happen, and this is the same deal. You know, there's absolutely nothing on my channel that should be, you know, even close to triggering this response that every single video gets auto-flagged. You know, other than the fact that they are, you know, looking at most people going, well, you've killed my entire income by basically demonetizing the first 48 hours. There's no point in my doing this anymore. You know, because the other thing you have to keep in mind is every half hour of video you see, somebody behind the scenes has spent anywhere from an hour and a half to 3 hours producing it. You know? So, yeah, it's pretty easy to go, well, I'm done. You know, and why not? If it's not even paying for the electricity it takes while your computer's running, rendering your video, and believe me, when you're rendering video, you can't be doing anything else on your machine, not if you ever want it to finish. You know, or I suppose if, you know, you're one of these people with 128, you know, gig of RAM and blah, 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 maybe. But not for the most part. So, and we're seeing that a lot of channels are giving up. Absolutely giving up. You know, and again, not really the big guys. And if they get hit with a demonetization for the first 48 hours, well, I mean, you know, it's not like the advertisers are going to go elsewhere. They're still going to throw their ads up as soon as that green flag hits those sites. And they will still get a few views. Certainly not what they would have gotten in the first 48. Right? So, I mean, they're all up in arms, and they're all making videos about it and ranting, just like I am. But, you know, I'm not sure that their, you know, entire existence on YouTube has been laid waste like our smaller channels have. So, this is all fine and dandy, but I really need, before this day ends, to find my corn harvester. Where are ya? You are still harvesting corn. You had better be. Because the sun is going down, man. Ah, we must be in the right area now. There's the truck that gathers the corn. Wow, that's a pretty wild skybox, eh? Sheesh. Game's getting fancy, I tell you. It is getting fancy. Alright, are you full? Are you empty? Are you just... You're completely full. Of course you are. I'll start you up. Let's get our fine young lady friend to come back and kick over her job. Ooh. 6:30, huh? And I don't think I've tended me animals for the entire day. That's not good. So, my apologies, guys, for, haranguing your ear about this whole YouTube thing again. I'm sure you're getting tired of hearing it from pretty much every quarter on here, but just because you guys were kind enough to come up with suggestions and ideas that might help me out, just to let you know that, yeah, I don't think there is a suggestion or an idea that's going to help the channels out. So once again, I encourage you, go over to VidMe, and as soon as I get enough followers that I can start uploading videos on a regular rate, well, you can watch me over there, advertising free type of thing. But I don't know. It's a funny thing, isn't it? Just one of those funny things that you don't want to laugh about. But what the heck, we might as well. So what do we do after today ends here? Because I will have finished our last two fields today. You can see how close this cornfield is to being done. Every other field is done. In fact, it's reaching the point where the only thing we're going to have left to cut down is the poplars. And they're not going to be ready for, a while. So, theory is, we could in fact try loading up the new map. So the question is, how tired are you guys of this series? Because this is me, and even though I'm computer tech by trade, that's a hardware thing, man. And it's one of those deals where it seems if you're blessed at doing hardware, you're cursed at software. So there is always the chance that even following the instructions I was given, things may go horribly wrong. But yeah, I guess my bottom line point here is we don't really need to wait for winter. We just need to wait till we don't care what's on the fields anymore. Of course, the other farmers in the area that, probably haven't harvested all their fields yet, well, they may not be too impressed. But, well, that's them and this is us. So, how are you doing? You may actually get through this time. That's really impressive. Wow. So, yeah, again, a big thanks to each and every one of you that had suggestions as to how to, maybe get past the annoyance of the bots. But, yeah, I'm at this point not sure that, it even matters. I'm fairly sure if I wrote complete gibberish for my titles, changed all of my tags, all of that stuff to just, random keystrokes or nothing at all, it's still going to keep happening. But there you go. I'm not going to throw in the towel, at least not yet. I may at some point find that perhaps I don't feel quite as obligated to get as many videos out the door as I normally do. And as I said, I would really like to see an expansion to the other platforms. Because, well, obviously YouTube is not being anybody's friend these days. So. Some of you suggested doing live streaming and such on Twitch, but I don't know. That's one of those things. I really don't know how to do it, but that's obviously there's more than enough info out there. That's not the difficulty, but I'm just putting that out there. I don't, it wasn't one of those things I was born with a natural ability for. And the other thing being, everybody that I've pretty much known who has done it has said, I mean, unless you want to do what you're doing in a small window the size of what you'd probably, you know, watch a video on YouTube on your computer in if it wasn't full screen, you basically need to be running a second monitor so you can keep control of things like chat, etc., etc. And I can understand that, so that's sort of my solid excuse as to why I don't do it. But, yeah, I know, it's just as bad as any other one I come up with, but hey, there you go. And, we are at the end of this field just about, aren't we? I mean, not for picking up straw. That's another thing. I gotta figure out what the heck to do with all this straw. Now, I have filled the mixing plant for the cows. Now, hopefully, it's going to empty again, since I've got a bunch of other things in there as well. So hopefully it'll turn most of what's in there to fodder. Well, I guess I should load more silage in. I've got lots of that. But the little hay storage barn that I showed you guys I'd put on the property last time, yeah, I had no idea. But that thing holds like 100,000 or something, like just sad amount. I suppose it's okay for a small farm, you know, but you can see here this 331,000 liter, 334, or whatever I'm currently carrying, okay, that's only from this field. And that's only from what I've done so far, which is every second row up to this point. You know what I mean? So, yeah, nowhere near what I'm going to get. And it was the same with the other field I did. 500,000 liters. So, yeah, I'm afraid that a silo that holds 100,000 liters, that may sound impressive. Yeah, it's not. Not when you got 500,000 to get rid of. So, but I'm going to get it all off of here at any rate, because we are not going to put it to waste. Really? You quit your job, but you didn't put your pipe out? Oh, sometimes you hard workers really annoy me. Really, really, really annoy me. Geez, I forgot to look at my start time. Now I have no idea how long I've been recording. That's not good. How you doing there, Fred? Are you even... Really? Oh, that's awful close, but... There we go. Let's try and at least make it look like it's going in the trailer, shall we? I mean, why not? Alright, and your job is done. Excellent. Whoa. So we're going to get you back to the farm. And we'll get our grain tipped into the silo, and I'm going to continue to collect some straw. So, any of you have ideas of good uses for many extra liters of straw? Well, let me know down in the comments. But I think for now, I pretty much ranted all I care to about the whole YouTube thing. And again, thanks to all of you for your suggestions. You know, it's certainly no reflection on you guys that this stuff doesn't work out. Like I say, I think YouTube is trying to, you know, trying to lean things up a bit, and it's a business, right? It's not like it's there to cater to us. It is a business, you know, and if their bottom line is starting to do a little bit of a skid mark across the accountant's page, well, they're going to do something about it. And well, as always, it's the little guys that pay the price. So this is one little guy who's going to sign off for the day. So do take care of each other, folks. This has been Species 7. Ciao for now.